He's the one who believes in Neo and teaches him about the Matrix.
And here it is, the unreal estate from the Matrix movie.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
Freedom versus control. Knowledge versus ignorance. If anything in this movie or life in general is real or not, which brings us to the iconic scene of the steak.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Film and Flavor. I'm Zayani.
Hello, and I'm Zain Hasan. Today we're talking about one of the most groundbreaking films of all time. You know it, and you love it. The Matrix.
This can't
Be what? Be real?
It's going into replication.
be. Hey, boss.
Still nothing.
Now, Zain, you might be a bit too young to remember when The Matrix first came out, but in 1999, this was all the rage. You had to line up early to get tickets for the film. I remember because even back then, we didn't have that many multiplexes as we are fortunate to have today.
Yeah.
So tickets were sold days, even weeks in advance. And remember, even in some certain situations that people were buying them off other people at an exorbitant price.
Oh, wow.
Because all of a sudden this movie came out of nowhere with a star that people mainly recognized from Speed, and it took over the world.
So this was like, you could compare its hype to how people were so excited to watch the second Star Wars film back in 1970.
Okay, I'm not that old though.
No, but I've seen clips of people lining up to watch that film.
Yeah. Oh.
So I guess you could like compare it to The Matrix in some
Yeah,
ways.
I mean, and up until that point, I think the only film that connected with audiences globally, not just in the US, not just in Bahrain, but in a global scale to this point is Titanic.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that was a huge event. And
It was,
I think The Matrix was similar in a sense, not because in terms of story, but the technology that it presented. The bullet time, the multi-angle shots that they took.
Yeah.
It's stuff that you haven't seen in a movie before, and it became something that you have to experience on the big screen.
For sure. They introduced a whole new world of cinema to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that it did have a lot of movies that came after The Matrix were, I think, in some ways inspired by The Matrix. Because you can't have an action movie and have it not be inspired by The Matrix in some ways.
Would you please remove any metallic items you're carrying? Keys, loose change?
There are obviously some action sequences that are inspired by some in the original Matrix film. And it's just the existence of that film in general. It just brought so much meaning and impact to the world of cinema.
Oh, I agree completely. I think that it set the standard for action movies for years, even decades. I think until this day, a lot of the films that we watch and enjoy are inspired in some way or form by The Matrix. Even something like John Wick. You could see some seeds in there from where The Matrix came from.
Yeah.
And we love them all the more for that.
Exactly. And when you look at how much effort they'd actually put into preparing the cast for the film, you'd start to understand why the movie is a huge success. Because I read this somewhere that the Wachowskis actually gave the cast of The Matrix a task to read several philosophy books to get them, I guess, to educate them on the world of philosophy and for them to just get into character a bit more. And I thought that was really cool. They were really determined to make this movie a success, and they didn't fail at it.
Oh, absolutely. And I think what helped them as well, to your point, is that it's not just an action movie. It has a deeper meaning to it. It has like this philosophical element to it that allows conversation. It's the kind of movie you can sit with your friends or other film aficionados and dissect it for hours at end.
For sure.
And the late 90s was ripe with films like that. Like right before that, Fight Club had just came out, and it falls in the same vein. Very different movies.
Very different movies, but
Yeah.
kind of the same themes. We covered the themes of philosophy in Fight Club, I believe, and that's the same with The Matrix. You know, a lot of themes are covered aside from action, but I feel like what people mainly know The Matrix for is for its action sequences. But if you are like, if our audiences are just like us and they like diving a bit deeper into the storyline and not just watching it from the surface level, I'd say you can find a lot more to dissect in the
Oh
film.
yeah, they'll appreciate it on a different level. Like it's a movie that casual fans will enjoy it for the action.
Yes.
And the more hardcore fans
Movie
will
nerds.
love, movie nerds. Yeah, sure, we'll appreciate it for that.
Yeah.
And let's not discount the talent in front of the camera as well, because this was Keanu Reeves' star-making performance.
Yeah.
See, I loved him in Speed. I prefer him in Speed, to be honest. But I think, and I understand why this has become his brand, you know?
Yeah.
You think of Keanu Reeves, you think of The Matrix. He made the role.
He did. Let's talk about that iconic opening scene, the first time we see Trinity, played by Carrie-Anne Moss, fighting off the agents. It's so stylish and mind-blowing. That slow-motion bullet dodging moment, that's a cinematic milestone that influenced everything that came after it. It's the kind of scene that made The Matrix instantly unforgettable.
Absolutely. That scene was revolutionary. It set the tone for the entire movie. But it's not just about the action, right? It's about what that action represents and all about pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible, both on the physical world and in the mental world. The idea of the Matrix is that this illusion that controls us is a huge theme in the film.
Definitely. The philosophical undertones are fascinating. The Matrix draws inspiration from concepts like Descartes' evil demon hypothesis, which questions the nature of reality, as well as ideas from Buddhism, Gnosticism, and even cyberpunk literature. The central concept is that what we perceive as reality is actually just a computer-generated simulation, an illusion meant to keep us docile while the machines harvest our energy.
It is a mind bender for sure, but what's really elevates The Matrix is how it explores the journey of Neo as he learns to see through the illusion of the Matrix and realizes the potential to control and bend the simulated world around him. His transformation from a confused, skeptical hacker to the savior who can manipulate the Matrix, makes for one of the most compelling hero arcs in cinema.
Exactly. And Keanu Reeves is perfect for the role of Neo. His portrayal of a character who's discovering the truth and struggling to accept his new reality is both relatable and captivating. It's like we're right there with him, questioning everything and trying to make sense of it all.
And let's not forget about Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne. He's the one who believes in Neo and teaches him about the Matrix. His role as the mentor figure is so powerful, especially in that unforgettable scene where he offers Neo the choice between the red pill and the blue pill. The red pill represents truth, the harsh reality of the world, and the blue pill represents staying in the comfortable illusion.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That's one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. The red pill and the blue pill have become a pop culture symbol of a choice of awakening and the decision to confront uncomfortable truth. It's such a clever metaphor, and it really gets to the heart of the movie's themes: freedom versus control, knowledge versus ignorance.
And we can't talk about The Matrix without mentioning the groundbreaking special effects. The film introduced a number of techniques that were revolutionary at the time, like the bullet time effect, where the action slows down while the camera moves around it. It was groundbreaking and changed the visual language of action movies forever.
This leads to the concept of if anything in this movie or life in general is real or not, which brings us to the iconic scene of the steak.
It's one of the most memorable and strangely delicious moments in The Matrix, the infamous steak scene.
Yes, and in this scene, Neo's sitting at a restaurant with Cypher, one of the rebels who is secretly working against Morpheus and the crew. Cypher orders a juicy, perfectly cooked steak, even though he knows the steak isn't real, it's just a program in the Matrix. But for him, it feels real. He even says the famous line, "I know the steak doesn't exist, I know when I put it in my mouth, it's not real."
And it's such an interesting moment. You have Cypher, who is fully aware that the steak is an illusion, but he still wants to enjoy the taste and the experience of it. It's almost like he's saying, I'd rather live in the Matrix in a fake world than deal with the harsh reality of the truth. It's all about comfort versus truth. And now, let's move to Chef Ali Yosif, who will be making us the comforting steak.
Hi everyone, I'm Chef Ali Yosif, and today we're making the juicy steak from the movie The Matrix. To begin with, let's start with the ingredients first. Beef and salt and pepper. Simple, just be gentle. Salt, pepper, turn around, salt, pepper, olive oil, maybe. To give it a nice massage, gently. Side B. Now we're going to put it on the oven. That looks very juicy. We're going to sear it right and left, around it. Right, let's cut it before we put it on the plate. We'll have a slice, look at it, and then we plate it. Perfect. Now it's time to plate it. Juice. Bit of sea salt. Bit of salad. And a bit of vinegar, balsamic vinegar and olive oil. And this is it. And here it is, the unreal steak from the Matrix movie.
Welcome back. This looks so juicy.
You know, you told me how excited you were for today's episode.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is going to be a big part of it, right?
Definitely. I mean, I am a big fan of steak. What about you?
I am not a huge fan of steak, to be honest. I don't get the hype of it. It's basically just a slab of meat that you warm up and enjoy.
Yeah, but it just tastes really good.
So, let's see. This is actually quite tender.
Yeah, It's very juicy.
There's no resistance cutting it up.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they, you can take the first.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that.
They've mentioned in the movie that the steak does not look real, and that the character knows that it's a simulation, but is just willing to like just fake it, like pretend that it is real. This does not look real to me at this moment because it just looks so good and it looks so tasty that I'm starting to believe that it isn't actually real. Like this is also another simulation by Chef Ali.
If it's an illusion, it's a very delicious illusion. And this is quite nice. I mean, it's just dripping with juice. And also, it doesn't need anything to accompany it.
Yeah, like it's just good as it is,
Maybe I was wrong with the ketchup remark.
Yeah, you were. I'm glad that you're recognizing your faults right now, because that was a crazy remark. Ketchup on steak is offensive to okay, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, it's so delicious that it will make you lose your train of thought. Right?
For sure, yeah.
Like, now going back to the film, do you think that the success of The Matrix created an albatross for the sequels and even the Wachowskis that they couldn't live up to?
Well, what do you think?
Well, the way I see it is, none of the films were able to realize the same success that the original did.
Yeah.
Even though I liked the second one when it came out, I haven't revisited this in years, so I'm not sure how I'll view it today. But the third and especially the fourth were just pale comparisons to what the original was.
We are getting aggravated.
Yes, we are.
I feel like the original had this, like, obviously authenticity to it, and the action sequences, like, that's what stood out to me the most. I remember watching this when I was like, well, a couple of years back, and recognizing those like action sequences, it was so cool to also recognize it in other action movies, because like I said previously, how Matrix has inspired many different action movies, and some of this action sequences in that film were used in different blockbuster action movies as well. So it was cool watching those films and recognizing the same like the patterns and the movements, or like a move that they made, or like a hint to the Matrix film. So it was so that kind of shows you how much of a revolution it was to cinema.
Sure.
Especially the first film. The sequels, however, did not live up to the first film, at least in my opinion, and I do agree with you on you spoke about the fourth film as well.
Yeah. Revelation.
Yeah. But
And
they all just didn't have the same spark or light, I guess you could say.
Welcome to the Zain archive. You have selected historical file number 12-1. The Second Renaissance.
none of them did, and that's unfortunate because, I don't know, because The Matrix is too good to leave it on a one and done. But at the same time, the more they dig into the lore, the more they dig into these stories, they're unable to realize them.
Yeah.
And all that, I think the one good aspect that came out of this was something that not many people talk about, which is the Animatrix, which is a straight-to-video release that's a collection of short anime videos that relate in one way or another to the world of the Matrix. Because that film was able to understand the assignment, whereby the others were more struggling with it than anything else.
I think they were what they were doing with the sequels was that they were trying to it lost its originality, I believe, by the end, because they were, I feel like from my own humble opinion, is that they were trying so hard to make it live up to its first film that they kind of stopped caring about the content or the scenes and the action sequences that they were putting in the last few films.
Yeah, like,
I hope you're getting my point.
Yeah, like the infamy of the first film was carrying them through, but not what
Yes.
progresses the story.
Yes, because they were too focused on making this one a success that they kind of lost track of the point of the film.
So like that Batman analogy, you either die a hero, live long enough to become a
Yes,
villain.
exactly, yeah.
The scene of the stake in the movie is a moment that perfectly illustrates one of the core themes of The Matrix, the tension between reality and illusion. Cypher is choosing ignorance. He's willing to ignore the truth and stay in the simulated world because it's more comfortable. And that's a pretty big contrast to the main characters, like Neo, who chooses to face the harsh reality.
And let's talk about the visual aspect of the scene. You've got the slow motion shot of the steak being cut into, and then Cypher taking that first bite, savoring it as if it were the most delicious thing he's ever eaten. It's almost surreal. The way the steak is presented feels indulgent, almost like a temptation, a symbol of the Matrix's allure. And it's made even more unsettling when Cypher later reveals his plan to betray the others and go back to the Matrix.
The Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
The way The Matrix blends innovative visual effects with storytelling is part of what makes it so influential. It's a film that's visually stunning, but also rich in meaning and ideas. It's an action movie with a deep philosophical core, which is a rare set in Hollywood blockbusters.
Exactly, and that's why The Matrix still resonates today. It's not just a movie, it's a cultural touchstone. It made us question our relationship with technology, the nature of reality, and even how we live our lives. It's the kind of film that stayed relevant because it taps into timeless themes.
Whether you're a longtime fan or first-time viewer, The Matrix is a must-watch for anyone interested in a film that challenges conventions, explores deep philosophical ideas, and delivers epic action sequences that still stand the test of time.
And with that, we'll wrap up today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed our dive into the sci-fi classic. Thank you so much for watching us, and remember, if you take the red pill, you can never go back.
Not at all. Stay curious, and we'll see you next time with more movie magic. Take care, and remember, your reality might not be what you think it is. Goodbye.